Greetings, you got the Cyborg here. Now, I want to take a semi-serious, semi-storytelling video for today. So, first off, I'm so sorry for the lack of videos. School has been really getting into it. I've only got another 5 weeks left, and we've been getting into a lot of things, including database, all of the typical computer business side of things, and website coding, which has been fun and difficult. But the main part of this is just about 2018 in itself. Now, most of the events of this year have not actually started this year. Like some of you know, back in October, November last year, I had life-saving surgery against my second bout of endocarditis, which, whether you're healthy or whether you got a condition, namely with the heart like myself, it is not good to have. But above all odds, I've survived it twice, and so this year, for a huge portion of it, it has taken me a lot of time to try to get back to being myself, finding myself, and trying to deal with life's events of how things are going to be going. Because last year I said that 2018 was going to be my year. You probably made a video on it. My memory's not as good as I wish it would be, but I guess you can say this year has really been about finding myself among getting better, because I've done a lot of self-seeking this year and personal growth as much as I could let myself, because a good 3/4 of this year so far have just been dedicated to me getting better so that I can push forward with my life and get ready for the unknown stage of my next part of the life, which could be next year onwards, of my health again. I mean, like some of you know, when it came to my latest heart surgery, pretty much this time last year-ish, I was in hospital for quite a while, but they were quite skeptical and said that the typical repairs for my heart would have meant that it wasn't a good idea, because I had a 90% fatality rate if I went through with just basic repairs, for the fact that, one, my body was weak, and two, there was just so much scarred tissue on my heart from previous surgeries that something like that wasn't really going to be an option. So they kept going on about possible heart transplant, which it's a human emotion, but breaking down in front of my mum was not the easiest thing for myself, because, like I've said, throughout everything, I've made sure she has been okay. I've tried to give her a sign whenever I've come out of surgery to say, hey, look, I'm still here. I'm still your boy. But just to break down after being told that I'd need the heart transplant, which is terrifying, because for those of you who don't know, like, having an organ transplant is a big thing, but the heart and the brain are two things that are the most important part of the human anatomy. The brain is the receptor and prognosis analyzer of everything. It spectates and knows what to do from past experiences and learns about new experiences. And the heart is the thing that pretty much keeps the blood flowing in our veins so that we can oxygenate everything in our body. And so a heart transplant would mean someone who has donated it after their passing would be able to give me life, but there's always such complications with this, because for 1 year after the surgery, there is still a possibility of your body rejecting it, and as a result, it means that death could be imminent. It's anyone's guess as to how the body would react, and it's going to be interesting when I eventually come to that time, because for me, it's scary. In all honesty, it is terrifying, because one of my surgeries, I had it was either a donor valve, or aortic I should say, or pigs. I'm not sure which one it was, but one or the other I was given because I needed the surgery, and my body calcified it. Not something you want to go through, having something that should work turned to stone. It's not nice feeling at all, knowing doctors did that for you and your body just rejects it, and it's scary to think that if they don't get the dosage right for immune suppressants, that could be a reality for me, and that future is daunting. And this year I've just been working up to try to find who I am, because the future is unknown, and it is scary, but at the same time, whether someone's healthy or not, the future is always daunting, because you never know what's going to come around the corner. I mean, me, I've had plenty of surgeries to help my heart. I've had to have a blood transfusion. I've had my kidneys shut down twice. I'm pretty sure my kidneys nearly shut down recently, but I found a natural fruit that helped me gain back what I needed so that my kidneys could be at 100% functionality again. So my health is always top priority, always has been. And so yeah, this year's just been about me getting back my health and trying to find what my purpose in life is. Because just going around life expecting things to happen, whether good or bad, is not exactly the greatest thing to do in life. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, everyone has their own paths. I mean, we first start off in one path from birth, and there's millions of paths to choose from, whether it is by choice or by fate, by faith, by, what's another word, historics, whatever it is, following your family's path. Everything is different, every culture is different, everybody sees life as something different and learns things at different rates. But I felt like, as much as I had been blessed to still be alive after having so much happen and my health deteriorate so many times, I thought that it was about time I did something with my life. So that's why this year I decided that I would study. I've studied computer level 3, I believe it is, level 2 or 3, I think it's level 3, so that I could better gain my knowledge, because in previous years I thought about being a zoologist, and that's fine and dandy, but the thing is, I can't exactly have cuts in that, because that can lead to staphite again, or endocarditis again, and that's not very good. I mean, it's bad enough to have it once. Twice, miracle I'm still here. 3 times, you never know what's going to happen. So I thought zoology isn't the way to go, and plus I'd have to leave New Zealand. As much as it would be nice to see the world and have adventures, the number one thing in my life is family. And I wasn't ready to part with my mum, because she's been there for me for so many years. My grandfather had shoved it in my face over and over and over again, saying they need more tech support, they need more people with computers, they need people to help the elderly understand computers, and as much as I hate it, he's right. A path that was set out for me, I was not following, and it's probably the greatest regret in life I've had, was not listening to someone with such wisdom. I mean, he knows me so well, almost as good as Mum. I mean, my grandparents, like most, is a second set of parents, but they've literally been there for me. I've lived most of my life with them, raised with Mum and living with them, and now they moved in the same property, and was, until I was 18, under their caregivers, supervision, whatever it's called. And so I wanted to make them and my mum proud, so I've done this course so that I can better my understanding of computers for a better future, so that I can open up a shop one day. A shop like none other. A shop for opportunity. And there's fireworks. Great. Gay Fawkes is over, dummies. Anyway, I'll try to concentrate. So, I've spent a lot of my time now, as you guys see, pulling a little bit back from YouTube just so I can study, because if this plan goes well and I can open up shop, I might be able to have a second YouTube channel all about helping you diagnose the most easiest things, so that essentially you could probably save money and have a better understanding of the machines that our life revolves so much about, whether it's computers or phones, tablets and phablets and all that other stuff. It's nice being able to play games and give you guys the entertainment that I love to give, because I love being creative. One of my first things that I ever did was music. I've always been creative. I played by ear, and I was able to play a lot of Mozart songs just by listening to them. Then I got into art. I must admit it's dwindled over the years, but nonetheless I've got my own art style now. It's taken a while because I've grown up loving cartoons even as an adult, and anime, because who doesn't? I mean, cartoons are great, but they're dwindling down to meh this time that. But anime also gave both horror elements, adorable slice of life, just everything with a meaning and a purpose you could find an anime for. So because of those two, and because of my love of comics, and because of my love of manga, which is Japanese comics, I've now pretty much made it so that I am both a cartoon and anime form sort of intertwined, and so that's where my creation started, with my creative abilities of loving art and things. But yeah, so that's when I eventually found YouTube and Markiplier, and so I thought that I'd give it a go with a hunk of shit kind of laptop that I've actually still got somewhere. It doesn't work as well, but it's where I started. And so it gave me purpose, but I don't think it was the purpose I was looking for. I wanted to be able to do something. Like, I do some stuff for you guys. I've had some of my friends even say, I've had my brother enjoy my content enough to share with his friends. And that's saying something. As well as just a whole lot of stuff that's intertwined, but I've always felt like this year I was going to make something of my life. Because when I first started YouTube, I had the dream of being a big YouTuber, that I would be able to be financially stable, that I could live a life many dream of. But as the years go by, it just seems that either my tardiness, or is that the word, laziness and whatnot, kicked in, as well as life events that stopped certain things from happening. And so this year has just been about me taking back my life so that I can at least do something with myself, because I just felt lost. I probably always have felt lost, but never as much as I have when trying to really find yourself. I mean, I've had a lot of people over my time come and go, and it has been daunting. I mean, I've had recent events that haven't really helped with much of my situations, like the friend side of things, but on the other side, I've had amazing people pull through for me. Like, one of the top people that has helped me the most this year, from the time that they hardly knew me to now, would have to be Buns of Ham, if that's your thing. He's a friend of mine made on Twitter from England. He is an amazing guy. He has his quirks and he's got his interesting sense of humour, but don't we all? I mean, some of the things I laugh at, I'd probably go to hell for, to be honest. But he's been a huge help from the time that I felt as low as I could with my social life. He was like that guardian angel that I was looking for, and it's always nice to know there's people like that, and people have followed after like that. I found people who show true compassion, that they're not just looking out for you so that they can get something in return. They're doing it out of the goodness of their heart, and that's one thing that inspired me to try to find myself. And so, as much as I've said this year will be my year, I honestly think this year is just a warm-up. 2019, maybe even 2020 could be my year where I could find myself and actually have my life on track. It's a hard journey, but it's a journey that we all have to make, and it's a journey that I'm prepared for. I will be normally doing my normal content, so don't worry, it's not like I'm going to be doing anything drastic like shutting down my channel. I mean, I've spent 4 years building it up and making my brand. I'm not giving up that easy. I mean, I worked my ass off for a season so that I could afford a proper gaming computer. I could use cleaning and maintaining a little bit more than I do, but nonetheless, I'm still trying to get as much content for you guys as possible. But because of where I am in life, you guys may notice I don't put out as many games as I used to. Well, that's because I don't have much money, because games cost a lot of money these days. Either that or the ones that I remember just aren't around and I can't find anymore. But that's fine, because gaming wasn't what my channel was about. It was about entertainment, finding a place of acceptance, to let people know that someone knew what it was like to go through struggles in life, that someone could make them smile, even if only for parts of a video, for as long as a video was. And honestly, it's worth it. This year I know that I won't be able to be a YouTuber. I know I won't be able to be a creator. I know I won't be able to make money, because that goal is such a long way away, and YouTube itself has just made things harder and harder for some creators who want to make this a living. But to me, as long as I know that it's making people happy, that's payment enough. Knowing that people enjoy what I make, and that with their personal growth comes growth within myself too. Now, I know that this was supposed to be about this year, but it's parts that have led up to it. parts that are leading to the future, and it's just all about change. I mean, isn't that what life's about? In a way, it's kind of like Doctor Who. As much as you wish to stay the same, change will happen. For better or for worse, just be yourself. I promise you, like myself, as much as I don't know what's for the future, what will happen, or if the future is bright, one step at a time is all it takes. One act of kindness is all it takes. A leap of faith is much needed. So that pretty much sums up how I'm hoping that this, and hopefully next year being better, will go. Sorry if this video was long, but I just wanted to get a point through, and yeah. Once again, thank you for watching, and I hope if you guys made it this far, thank you very much. It means a lot. And I promise you guys, fun videos will ensue. And if you guys are wondering about the Markiplier, you're welcome to it. I have done a video on it, just fixing up a few things because some of the edits I did didn't look good in some other parts, so I'm fixing that up so you guys can see that the best thing to happen to me this year, seeing my hero, has given me renewed faith towards the future, knowing that as impossible as some things seem, there's always a silver lining. Kia kaha, guys. Stay strong and look for a bright future ahead. Ka kite anō, guys. See ya.